No matter how good a rapper is, eventually they fall off. No one can simply produce at a high level for an eternity, unless you're Lebron. For each rapper, falling off comes in different forms. For Eminem, instead of going platinum in a day, you now go platinum in a few months. For Kendrick, it's winning a Pulitzer Prize then disappearing off the face of the earth. For Chance the Rapper, it's being one of the most beloved new artists riding high under Kanye's creative wings, to alienating your fan base, leaving them wondering why they even loved you in the first place and making a mockery of you when you even show your face. So fall-offs, they happen. But in recent memory, Chance's belly flop stands out the most. Chance falling off genuinely hurt. Unlike other recent artists who've been given the label of washed up or fell off, Chance gained his fame gradually. Both artists here had huge hits that put them into the spotlight, but both were irrelevant within a year of dropping those songs. In Chance's case, he cultivated a fan base over a period of time starting with 10 Day. 7 entire years before his debut would make it to streaming platforms. We grew right alongside Lil Chana from 79th. After 10 Day, Chance dropped Acid Rap, an album that gives you a look into a world through his eyes and made millions fall in love with his animated personality. He gave you a tour of Chicago through a drugged-out, zany adventure filled with wild ad-libs clearly inspired by the drugs in his system. He put his PTSD on his sleeve on songs like Paranoia. He preached self-love through the sweet Everybody Something. And he kept the lyrics sharp as he took you through the crevices of his world. He was sure to charm you with his energy and charisma. Every last song on this tape was stuck in my head at one point in time. Acid Rap was a smooth listen from top to bottom, and it deserves every bit of acclaim it receives. With an exclusion of maybe 1 to 2 songs, this album is perfect. It was a feel-good album that will be played for many summers to come. On Coloring Book came a more polished, uplifting side of Chance. It wasn't another acid rap, but it brought 2 Grammys to his name and lit his star as bright as ever. Chance had proven himself already, not once, but twice. All he had to do was continue what he was already doing on his debut album. We already know how that went.
I did not love a single song from this album, not one single track.
I'm not invested into this. You're just talking to me about how much you love your wife. Chance, we don't know her.
I'm genuinely feeling like a strong 0 on.
So what made the album so terrible? How did he meet Kanye West and still fail? Let me take you through some of the bars on the very first track. If you blink, you might miss it. You gotta click it or tick it. Life is short as a midget, but mine's a little LeBron. My next tour got 8 legs like Daddy Long. Again, grown ass man. Fun fact, these bars are all from his first verse on the very first song on the album. When the album dropped, I don't think I've ever seen hype just disappear so quickly. It felt like Chance didn't even care to be genuinely witty or entertaining on here. The album, while full of skippable tracks, was also full of hit-or-miss attempts at genres Chance had no business exploring, like house and dance. Even his signature juke style sounded forced. His ideas were unique, but half-baked at best. Even his ex-manager said this was a freestyle-driven project due to Chance's unproductivity in the studio sessions. But that's territory I'll venture into a little later. To sum it up, Chance just wasn't Chance on this project. Instead of friendly and inviting, he came across as awkward. It's only a few tracks Chance actually sounds at home on, and even then, those tracks are unlistenable because they're riddled with bars so bad, you wonder how he even gained an audience in the first place. We'll use his most infamous song as an example. Hot Shower. Never have my ears been more disrespected. If you read the lyrics, you'd think this was some high schoolers freestyling in the back of the bus, not a person who used to be championed as a pioneer in the rap game. The beat alone sounds unfinished. The rapping on the track wasn't much better as Chance sounded like he was dozing off in the first half, only to awake halfway through and immediately make me wish he went back to sleep. The song is so terrible, I listened to it just to laugh. But wait, there's more. Allow me to show you some of the bars Chance had to offer us throughout the rest of the project. I need you in this season like a flu shot. Grease poof, meep meep. I feel like Roadrunner. Well, I got an extendo with a long nose like Phineas. While the album did damage to Chance's career and set it back a year or two, it was his actions following the album's release that truly shattered his appeal. Right after the album dropped, he tweeted he felt people wanted him to kill himself. It was strange seeing this side from a guy who built his career all on positivity. This was the same guy you couldn't catch not smiling. He was on Sesame Street for crying out loud. But everyone has their low points, even Chance the Rapper. But those low points started to stack up quick. Following the release of the album, Chance announced a tour, which was later canceled due to family issues. But according to his now ex-manager, it was due to, and I quote, historically low ticket sales. Online, Chance still couldn't find peace, mostly because he caught the Twitter finger flu. He was repeatedly clowned on Twitter, although looking back, it was very justified. They tore him to shreds when he endorsed Kanye for president. Seeing this tweet alone, you'd think it was just a joke, but he followed up with concrete reasons he believed Kanye was the best pick out of the other candidates. Once his name started to trend, and Terry Crews agreed with him, he quickly tried to walk back his claims, but in reality, he just expanded the hole he already dug for himself. I respect him for supporting his friend, but we all know Kanye is not fit for government. He can't even release an album on time these days. After realizing his mistakes, he tweeted asking the city of Chicago to denounce the killing of Fred Hampton, but Twitter saw right through his attempt to change the conversation. In an attempt to interact with his fans, he went album by album looking to see what his fans' favorite tracks were from them. It was a warm reception to all his other beloved projects. Then came the big day. An album that was unanimously hated, and an album Chance knows was hated. Hence the whole, I think people want me to kill myself cryptic tweet. At this point, you gotta ask yourself if Chance is intentionally setting himself up for failure. The more Chance speaks, the more I wish he'd just be quiet sometimes. This was especially apparent when he said Justin Bieber's unreleased album would be as groundbreaking as Michael Jackson's Off the Wall.
I would say this is no cap at all. I said this to you in Chicago. Damn. It's some of the best music I've ever heard, period. It reminds me of when Michael Jackson made Off the Wall. Everybody that's listening, I am merching it right now. I promise you, it is literally groundbreaking music.
For a guy who's vocal about his sobriety, comments like these make me question the status of it. This leads us to the now infamous fallout with his manager, who's been with him since day one. Recently, his manager, Pat Corcoran, followed a lawsuit against Chance for $3 million in missed wages. Somehow, the blame for the album's negative reception fell on him. Even though, according to the statement Corcoran made in his lawsuit, Chance decided to announce the release date for his debut album early in the creative process while the album wasn't even near completion. This gave Chance a 5-month window to deliver, meaning in 5 months, Chance had to mix, record, and master this album. Not to mention, this would all take place while he was planning his wedding. Yeah, blame the manager. It's his fault entirely. Even though he told him explicitly he didn't think it was enough time, blame the manager. After learning this, it makes sense why Chance mentioned his wife so much on it. That's where all his effort was going towards. Lord knows it wasn't into the album. Corcoran claims, instead of listening to him, Chance opted to take the advice of his father and brother. Looking back, it's clear who he should have listened to. Although Chance's appeal has been on a downward spiral, he's still young and can bounce back. While we are many years removed from his most notable works, this is still the same guy who delivered to us acid rap and reserved a spot for himself in our hearts. If Chance can realize his flaws and actually put effort into his rapping again, maybe he can earn his spot back. Until then, he'll continue to be a joke in the rap world and be seen as a shell of his former self, trapped in the past. Congrats, you made it to the end of the video. If you can bear with me this long, you'll probably like whatever video of mine the YouTube algorithm is recommending for you on your screen now. It's a banger, B. Subscribe, like, and comment so the channel can grow and be easy.